Roofing contractors, do you really know what you're doing inside and out? And does your sales staff know what they're doing inside and out? Because if they don't, it could cost you financially. It could destroy your reputation. That's today's topic, so let's get into it. Rob Kolb, your Toledo and Atlanta area public adjuster. Currently, your Atlanta area public adjuster. And I'll tell you what, I've been here for almost a month, and we have just been hammered by weather here. Mostly just heavy rain, but we have had a lot of wind and hail. And so I am renting a room in a house, almost like an Airbnb situation. And I'm working this afternoon at the house because it's pouring rain. And but guess what? I did have a canvasser, a roofing company, happen to solicit the house that I'm staying at. And guys, it's pretty much the same old standard pitch. And their pitch is, first off, they look at this roof. Well, I don't even know that I agree that it's a roof that you could get bought. I've been doing this for about 5 years now. So first off, the damage on this house is very, 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 very minimal. And the guy has a pitch that, basically we can negotiate on your behalf, which is illegal, by the way, to get your insurance company to pay for the roof. And the cost to you is little to nothing. Well, I'll tell you what, guys, that's very, very dangerous to say, and it's for a couple reasons. Number one, you guys are not, contractors are not allowed to advise customers on coverage issues. That's number one. But number two, you know what I mean? They, in a lot of situations, they wouldn't know how to correctly advise them even if they did look at the policy. So this idea that they can get the roof covered for little or no cost, how in the world can you possibly feel good about making that statement without knowing critical elements such as, is it an ACV policy or an RCV policy? Okay, ACV is actual cash value and RCV is replacement cost. You have to know that it's critical, especially out here in the Georgia area. It seems like after the roofs are like 17 or 18 years old, most insurance policies default automatically into ACV status. So the other thing you guys have to know when doing these deals is, does the house have law and ordinance coverage? So that's just an example of why it's so critical that you as the contractor and your sales staff have to know this information inside and out. So let's say, for example, let's say in this case, this house that I'm at, let's say, for example, that they said, all it's going to cost you is your deductible. Well, let's say this house, the policy ends up being an ACV house, an actual cash value house with no law and ordinance coverage. So let's say that it's a rookie contractor, and he, maybe he works with the insurance company and he gets back the estimate, and the estimate says, he looks at the replacement cost value line item, and that number is 14 grand. So he's like, great, we're going to do your house for 14 grand. But he didn't actually know what he was doing. So he didn't realize that, in most cases, when you see depreciation, a lot of times it's recoverable depreciation. But if it's an ACV policy, it's non-recoverable depreciation. So when they looked at that number, they didn't realize that they weren't going to be able to recover depreciation. They also didn't realize that they didn't have law and ordinance coverage, and because of that, they got a much, much, much lower number than they thought they were going to get. So two things that are going to happen there: either you just took a big loss on that project, or you have to have a very uncomfortable conversation with that homeowner because you were incompetent and you didn't know what you were doing. Now you're trying to go to them to try to pay the rest of that bill. Very awkward conversation to have. So you're either going to look bad or you're going to take a big loss. So one of the two. So you guys, call me up. There's a great relation to be had between a public adjuster and a contractor, especially roofing for me, because I did wind and hail for years prior to this. So it's a great relationship. Don't get in that position. It's not a good position to be in. Rob Kolb, your Toledo, Ohio, and Atlanta, Georgia area public adjuster, making claims great again, saving you guys from making big mistakes, making sure we look at all the information before you give the advice. If you'd like to get a hold of me, all my information's in the description section. Please give me the thumbs up on the video and subscribe to my page because I blast out quality information to you guys all the time. You guys have a good one.